Guess what, folks? Another IndyCar race week preparation opinion video that I am doing. And this time, we're going to be talking about the 2026 Indy NXT season. And I am looking forward to the 2026 Indy NXT season. Why the hell do I think out of all seasons, this might be the best of the 2020s so far? Why do I think the 2026 Indy NXT season will be peak? There's a couple of things on why I think so. Of course, I'm going to be positive, but I'm also going to talk some, stuff I disagree with. But with that being said, let's get to it. So what I'm really looking forward to the most, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most of the season is the upcoming races. If you look at the schedule, we not only have 17 Indy NXT races, but we have 5 doubleheaders. 2 Barber races, 2 IndyCar races, 2 Road America races, 2 Mid-Ohio races, and 2 Laguna Seca races to end the championship season. Why am I excited about that? Because for a while, we've been wanting to see more Indy NXT races, more doubleheaders for Indy NXT season. There's reasons why I want to see them, in my honest opinion. My reasons is that Indy NXT does need more racing. Not only, us fans, we want to see good racing for Indy NXT, but, that way drivers can race more as they're developing if they move on to the big leagues in IndyCar. Another thing is that Indy NXT gets more TV time as well, and we, the fans, get to watch more Indy NXT while the drivers are racing more, learning more, and, preparing for their future as well in racing, whether it's IndyCar or elsewhere. What I'm looking forward to is the month of March. We have St. Petersburg. Unfortunately, they're not racing in Phoenix, which is really unfortunate. They're racing Arlington, and they're racing in Barber twice. 4 races, basically in 3 weeks. Okay. It's not like IndyCar with 4 races in 5 weeks. Okay. But they're still racing 4 times in a month in Indy NXT. And then in terms of positivity, let's go to June. They're racing on Noble finally at Gateway for the first time this year. And then they're racing Road America twice. 2 amazing tracks. 2 different amazing tracks. 3 great racing to look forward to. And then they're racing Mid-Ohio twice. And then we're racing in Nashville before the Nashville 400 for IndyCar. And then we end the season in Laguna Seca to end the championship. Great. 17 races. And those are the bright sides. And I'm going to be all critical really quick. The month of May for Indy NXT sucks. We have 2 boring Indy road course races coming. And then an atrocious Detroit race. What's wrong with those is that the road course sucks for Indy. We still don't have the Freedom 100. And I want to do a video about this at some point. I wish we could still have the Freedom 100, whether it's at Indy or Indy Racer Park. Detroit sucks. What else is new? I think that's all I can think of in terms of schedule. I'm just really excited to see them race 17 times. And then over the offseason, there's been some musical chairs. Dennis Hauger, the 2025 Indy NXT champion, he's going to be IndyCar for Dale Coyne. And we still got Lockie Hughes, one of the drivers who was competing against Dennis Hauger for the championship and also week in and week out. I feel like he's going to be top dog in Andretti Global and for the season. Maybe a championship contender. Maybe Miles Rowe. He could be a championship contender as well in Able Motorsport to Force Indy. Honestly, those are the 2 I could think of in terms of, who could be the best drivers of the seasons. But don't worry. I feel like there'll be other drivers competing for the wins. Maybe like Salvador de Alba. He's in HMD Motorsports. He was in Andretti. Now he's in HMD Motorsports. And speaking of drivers into the 2026 season, we got Enzo Fittipaldi in the number 67 HMD Motorsports car. So another Fittipaldi with a famous last name in the series. That's going to be something. Another really cool thing about what's been going on behind the scenes during the off season is that we have 2 IndyCar teams returning to Indy NXT. Agent Foot Racing for the first time in, I think, the 2000s. They're coming back to Indy NXT. They hired Nicholas Monterio in the number 4 and Alessandro De Tullio in the number 14. And then Huckel's Hollinger Racing, they've returned to Indy NXT for the first time since 2024. And as of this video, I'm making this on January 31st, 2026. It is 12:22 a.m. The recent news is that they hired Ricardo Escoto to drive in their team, which leaves one more spot for Junco since they're a 2-car team. And I hope to God is Michael D'Orlando. I hope that's the case. It'll probably be a bummer if it's not. It's a shame that sponsors don't know true talent like Michael D'Orlando. He's a good driver. I know he hasn't won a race yet, but he's a good driver. Give him a chance. Fund this guy. Fund his season. And I'm sure he can do well in Hunkel's Honda Indy NXT team. But who knows? I could be wrong. And we have a new team in town, Kusick Motorsports. They're coming in to Indy NXT with technical partnerships with HMD Motorsports. So basically, we have 3 quote-unquote new teams. Like 2 returning teams, 1 new team. So 3 teams added on the 2026 Indy NXT roster, which means we have 24 cars for the 2026 Indy NXT season. And that's a healthy amount for Indy NXT standards. We used to have like 27, 28 in like 2009 or something like that. But 24 for Indy NXT for 2026, oh, that's amazing. More drivers, more teams, more opportunities, more good racing. I'm really looking forward to it. And also, Ed Carpenter Racing, they didn't build a new Indy NXT team, so instead, they made a partnership with Cape Motorsports. So basically, it is a Cape Motorsports and Ed Carpenter Racing team. I'm just excited that we have more racing, more doubleheaders, more drivers, and more teams join the series. And I feel like that's peak because that's healthy for the sport and that brings in more good racing. Because back in the 2010s, the middle 2010s and late 2010s, this series was almost dying. We had like 7 or 8 cars racing each weekend. The most cars we get like 11 or 12 or 13 at the Freedom 100. And that's about it. Then COVID happened. Then they came back 2021. And for some miraculous reason, thankfully, Indy NXT had a bigger grid once again. So Indy NXT is healthy as it's been in God knows how long. And it just gets me excited whenever I hear new teams expanding, a good car grid for each race. Exciting times to watch Indy NXT. So I'm really looking forward to the expansion of the schedule and the expansion of the field. Do I have some criticisms? Yes. We're still racing an Indy road course twice. We're still racing in Detroit. Some races are going to be on FS2. There's still less ovals, 3 ovals for Indy NXT, which is bad because not only because less ovals for IndyCar and Indy NXT and all that, but because these drivers need more time to learn to race on ovals. The less ovals, the lack of experience they'll learn in Indy NXT, and whenever those drivers get to IndyCar, they're gonna need even more time to race on ovals, even though there's like 5 oval tracks for the season, which is stupid. Because unfortunately, we're still at a current time where ovals are an afterthought in IndyCar. But that's not what I'm going to be talking about. So let's just be positive instead. 17 races, 24 cars, 2 teams returning, 1 new team, and technically another team returning. I wish they had a race in April. Hopefully at one point, if not next year, hopefully 2028 or as soon as possible, we get to see Indy NXT racing at Long Beach for the first time since 2015. That's not a problem. There's no race in April. And hopefully at some point they'll race at Long Beach or somewhere around in April because no race in April is stupid. But hopefully one day we race at Long Beach or race anywhere on April again. Let's see how that goes. Other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
And what do you guys think about the upcoming 2026 Indy NXT season? Are you guys looking forward to it? What is it that you're excited about the most? What is it that you're not really excited about the most? Tell me anything, how you feel about the 2026 Indy NXT season. Comment down below.
With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name's Ian, and I talk about racing. Signing off. Goodbye, everybody. And somebody please bring back Michael D'Orlando. Somebody sponsor him. Give him a seat. He will be good, I promise. And bring back the Freedom 100 as well. I don't care where. Please bring it back. Goodbye, y'all.